Okay, I have this, it's going to be a neck cowl. It's about 54 inches long, and I have these two ends here that are getting, I have to stitch the seams together so I can make it into a cowl. And the tricky part is which seam do you use? Which type of stitch do you use to where it's a smooth seam and you can't really notice it and it doesn't end up being bumpy. I learned about using the whip stitch for this because I know that sometimes people do one called the Kitchener's stitch or maybe the mattress seam. However, they can be a little bit tricky, and I find that the whip stitch works really well. I've started it so far right here, and I'm joining, and these are two different colors too, two different yarns. It's a dark moss green, and let me bring this up to the light a little bit better so everybody can see better. Oops, maybe that didn't work. I'll come back down here. Anyway, so I'm doing this all myself here, so I'm going to see if you can see me do the stitch. But what you want to do is take it through. I've already started here. I've gone from the edge all the way up to this point right here. So what I'm doing is first you have to make sure you line up all your edges. Oop, camera can't see all this. There we go. So that edge will end up having to match up with that one at the end. But the key is in the beginning you need to make sure that the beginning one is completely lined up. Okay, so you want to take it through one loop at a time, not going through both loops. Let me see if I can film this here. I'm trying to get it through the loop. Okay, so I have my yarn right here, so I'm going to take it through the next loop down. I just went through this one up here on the dark green on the moss, and if you can see on the other lighter green yarn, I'm going to be bringing it down to a loop that's the next one over, which will be about this one right here, and then I'm just going to take it through one loop of the next loop over from the dark green yarn, and I'm just going to bring this through. Let me try to be creative here with my elbow. There we go. And I brought that through. And now I'm just going to come back down and go through the next loop that's in the lighter green color. And I'm just going to keep on. It's called the whip stitch. I'm just going to keep on whipping it until I get to the end. So I'm going to try to find this here. Yeah. So again, just go through one. Just go through one. Do not bring it through two of the loops because then you'll be able to, it's going to end up being more bumpy and you'll see your stitch. So the goal is to have a hidden seam to where it's a smooth transition on the edge. Okay, so I just brought it through the next one on the green, and I'm going to bring this through. Let me just try to do this smoothly here so you can see. And then I'm going to continue to just find the next one and bring it through and to just keep whipping it until I get to the end. But this is how it's coming out so far. And it's nice and smooth. You don't see great big bumps because normally, like if you just brought it together and just went through both, you would end up seeing like a raised edge and you would see a big thick seam through there. But see how it's just smooth and it's not bumpy, and it's going to be a nice transition between the moss green and this really nice variegated green with the lighter pink colors and the orange. Stay tuned. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. Thank you for joining us here at Yellow Lotus Creations.